how do we all work together to get the most beneficial use from the land?
Yeah, that's such a good question. So, and I'm going to back it up just a bit to kind of describe this from a state perspective. So, in 1975, so 50 years ago, Idaho legislature adopted the Local Land Use Planning Act. And that essentially was in a time when Idaho recognized that all uses, so a use would be like me having a dairy or me having a home or a bookstore, like all of those are types and examples of uses. And the legislature saw, maybe the locals saw, that some uses are not compatible next to each other. And so the legislature adopted that plan that was responsible for communities, which would be counties and cities, so municipalities, to adopt these ordinances and comprehensive plans to identify how growth would happen in their communities. So with that, they enacted a comprehensive plan which said, here's how we want to grow. And they adopted a zoning map which said, here are the different zones. For example, agriculture, commercial, industrial, and residential would be like the base layer of what those zones would be. And then within each of those mapped zones, then you have the text, which is the ordinance. And then in that ordinance, it tells you what the uses are that you can do in each of those categories. And so that in the most simplistic way is kind of what land use is. And then the goal would be to make sure that we have kind of a orderly growth that manages the neighboring uses. And if there are some conflicts, putting conditions in place that kind of limit those conflicts and help mitigate any concerns that we could have. And it also is put in place so that we aren't costing the public more in services. So there's a good analysis of the impacts to services that the proposed development might make on the community.